Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Atarim session for Tony. Hello, Tony, how are you?
Hi. Yeah, thank you. I'm just great. Great to hear that.
Oh,
Great to be here.
I'm so pleased you signed up for these interviews because what we're doing is to introduce Atarim team members because we know, we always want the community to be really supportive of each other and feel comfortable, share their wins and struggles. So Tisha and I thought it was such a good idea just to bring the team on camera. So let me introduce everyone. This is Anton Griyak. Tony, did I pronounce this lovely Russian name correctly?
Yes.
Oh, good,
Absolutely.
good. Tony,
Almost.
Tell me, where are you dialing in from?
I'm dialing you from the St. Petersburg, Russia. It's the north capital of Russia. Beautiful city.
And very famous as well, right? Very famous city. And tell me a little bit, what was it like to grow up in Russia? And the reason why I'm asking is because I know you take it totally for granted, but most people have seen Russia on TV over years. I grew up in former Eastern Germany, and we always looked up to Russia. So tell me, what was it like growing up in the country?
Well, it really changes from the time I was born in my city. Even the city was named not Saint Petersburg but Leningrad. Maybe you heard that. So I was born in Leningrad. It was still the Soviet Union, the last year of Soviet Union. So everything breaks apart in this time, and they came really tough times. My childhood. There were almost nothing to eat, nothing to do. But then everything starts to keep go stronger. So for now, I think living in Russia nowadays is it's nothing really. It's like all other places. We
like our European cities, yeah.
Yeah, it's all the same, just with some cultural nuances, like people a little different from with the other countries and stuff like that. But most time it's just the same.
Do you know, I think the cultures are relatively similar. Right? I've got a lovely Russian neighbor. She comes from Moscow. And she's in Moscow right now, actually. And I find that both Russians and Germans are relatively direct in the way we talk about ideas and how we get agreement. Now, is it right that at Atarim you actually work as a web developer? Could you tell me a little bit about what it's like to work as a web developer? What's your typical week like?
My typical week is partly fixing bugs, dealing with some urgent stuff that we need to cover, help our users through the tickets to maybe understand how our platform works, maybe find some bugs, fix some bugs, try to generate ideas on how we can implement our application, our app, how we can implement the new features. So part of my work is have a discussion with a support team, with the clients, to understand what they expect of our product. And the other big part is just work with an architecture, building new features, refactor some old features. So really great, do some great job, great code to suit our needs, to be to be a best cloud product on the market.
And you continuously forever improving, right? So there must be lots of new features. I'm really pleased my own website agency are using Atarim as well. And I know it's going to be so much easier for me to, for example, feedback some specific copy changes I have, because rather than saying, oh, go on the first paragraph on this page and change this, I can just click a button and a little comment box appears. I think that's so cool. So Tony, we had a little chat before and just to get to know each other a bit. And so you work as a web developer mainly, but you also are really quite experienced in terms of managing teams and working in marketing. Tell us a little bit about that. It'd be really fascinating.
Yeah, it's a long story really, because I've started IT when I was in 8th grade, I think. So
how old were you then? How old were you then?
14 maybe.
14, yeah.
So yeah, I was a geek, really, totally just a regular geek guy.
That's a
I
good
love
thing.
I love to spend lots of my time on a computer, just try to break it down and fix it again. So all my time after that I spent in IT. But not only like a developer. For some time, maybe around 5 years, I worked in a startup company that doing marketing, CPA marketing mostly. So I've started like a one-man army. So I have to develop something, have to manage other developers, write down some technical tasks, work with clients, with advertisers, so all that stuff. So this time I finished up my career in this company at the position of execution officer. But I decided to go back to develop because I love to develop new features, create some architecture, and go public. Do some things that people can work with online.
I'm sure our community can really relate to that, being really passionate about being
Yes.
in web development, having an agency. And Tammy, you said you were 14 years old. How how big were computers at the time? Because you know they have transformed so enormously. The technology has moved on so much. Show me by show of hand, how big were the computers when you learned about IT and computers and all of that?
Well, it was just a regular desktop with really big monitor.
Yeah, that's right.
So I have never worked with a desktop since that time. So I'm only working on a laptop, on a MacBook.
So I was
Certainly.
actually going to ask you, so you're a MacBook person. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
We have a couple of people watching us. Tell us in the comments, are you a MacBook person too? Is that your preferred brand? So Tony, so that was really quite an interesting career journey. And I hope you don't mind me asking this, but I know when you're younger, it's much easier to learn a language, and obviously your English is just impeccable. When did you start learning English?
Oh, that's a really fun story. I started to learn English, of course, in the school, but that time they're pushing so hard on us, like trying to keep in mind all these verbs and grammar and stuff like that. And I was really not interested in English at that time. Only after I finished the school, I've started to look the films, the serials. So.
Yeah.
So that's the serials that gave me this English, because I started to work to look them in like with an original sub, with or without subtitles. So I'm just have fun understanding the real jokes, the real talk between a sub personage. So all that skill, all that English I get from just from the movies. Looking movies and serials, so nothing really special.
But it's more if it's something enjoyable, it's so much easier to learn, right? And I guess you now have an opportunity. Atarim is such an interesting international team, right? How do you all keep in touch, and where are people based you mostly communicate with?
Well, it's really wonderful. I was so excited to start working in an international team. But I felt ready for that in that moment. So I was so excited. I want to just to know each one, how their lives going, where they live, because there are so many countries they are from. They are so different culture behind that, different. Everything is different, so it's really cool. It's really cool to understand the other side of cultures, of peoples with some really special things going on in their countries, special holidays,
right,
and
exactly.
stuff like that.
That in itself is really fascinating, right? How people celebrate their holidays, what they value. I guess you have Russia is known to be really traditional in terms of the traditions or how you celebrate
Yes.
holiday. So I always like to ask about food because I love national dishes. What's your favorite Russian dish? We would know.
Yeah, in Russia, we really love to take holidays. We love to
Mhm.
to have a rest, and everyone is frustrated when I said, for example, after the New Year, we have more than 10 days of vacation. Uh,
Wow, more than 10 days. That is amazing. Who wouldn't want
yes,
that?
that's amazing. It's such a long time for have a rest, and everyone just feel well shocked about that.
Mhm.
But how we can take a rest for so long, and all this time we just going for visiting our friends where they just preparing some food, some drinks. And we just have fun talking with each other and just not working. But lots of people spend time in their in the backwoods, like
Oh,
in in
you
their
slightly break.
houses
So
outside of the city.
where do they spend time? Like in the countryside, maybe?
Yes, in the country. It's not outside of the city.
Oh, right, not outside of the city. Okay, so where do they spend time? Sorry, I didn't catch that, Tony. Say that again. You say a lot of
Uh,
people spent
yeah,
time.
like in a like a vacation home, you know.
Oh, vacation home. Yes, of course, yes. Is that quite
It's
typical? Yeah.
yes, yes. You also asked about my favorite dish
Yeah.
on a holiday, and there are really lots of some special dishes, lots of unusual for any European or
Mhm.
other people. So I say maybe aspic. It's like a jelly,
Yeah, with meat, right?
yeah, jelly meat, meat and
You
jelly.
you just got some likes as you mentioned that dish. So clearly our community must know that dish. And do you have it
Yeah.
homemade or is it sort of thing you pick up in the shops?
Like you mean
Do,
how often?
yeah, no, sorry. That aspic, do you make that yourself or would you buy it in a shop?
Oh no, no buy on the shop. My mom makes the great ash cake. It's nothing similar like you can buy in a shop. So it's she made it only for some special special celebrations like a
Yeah.
New Year or my birthday because they know I like it really. So yeah, it's a celebration dish.
Lovely. Do you know, Christian on YouTube is just saying, guys, keep up the good work, friends. And Disha is saying, 10 days holiday after New Year's Eve. I want to be in Russia. That is fair enough. I think you guys got to figure it out because there isn't much happening just after the holiday. So might as well just take some time off. I mean, people in France, they tend to take a whole of August off, right? Because it literally is so hot that the best thing to do is to be off.
Yeah, it's so difficult to, I want to say it's so difficult to have a rest for 10 days in Russia because visiting all these friends of your parents
Mhm.
it costs a lot. I mean after these 10 days you need to have a rest for a couple of them for sure.
I bet your body might also need a rest, just coming back
Oh,
into
definitely,
healthy food.
definitely. After those holidays, I came to my fitness, and there's lots of the people that just try to work out really hard
In the
to
UK,
get back
yeah.
to fit.
In the UK, we get that same in January. I think gyms are really packed in January. Perhaps not like this year where we had COVID restrictions, but now the trend is definitely back. Tony, I also wanted to ask you, in terms of the projects you're working on for Atarim, what are you excited about at the moment?
At that moment, I'm excited more in implementing new features. I love to code to create something new. I really like that. You mentioned some new cool feature.
Mhm.
Can tell. I think I can tell more about that. But yeah, I like the way how we're thinking about new features. That just But we are not just a regular CRM, like when you can handle that task, but something more that will help you in your work, in your career, in your business. I really like it. I
And
like
really,
to do products that help earns money and helps making your work a lot easier.
that's right. And by being able to be more efficiently with their clients, agencies and in turn get a better profit margin and probably enjoy my work more, right? Because they don't have to chase clients. It's much easier to avoid any miscommunication in terms of feedback. So now that must be exciting. And you know, when I spoke to all of you so far, so to Jerome, obviously our very own Disha and Vita, that excitement about new features and always further improving to really exceed client expectations really comes through. And I guess when you're passionate about tech, that comes with a parcel of it, right? But things always change and you want to be ahead of the game.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, let me just see. I had a couple of so we talked about growing up in Russia, so that was really interesting. You told me a little bit about what your typical day looks like. Now, one question I ask everyone else as well is just to reveal, do you have like a favorite book you love to read or a favorite movie you like to watch? Can you tell our community?
You mean by the Russian author? Written
Yeah, Russian
book.
or international author, yeah.
My favorite book. Difficult to say. I'll say maybe Ken Kesey is my favorite author.
What kind of books does he write?
I don't know how to pronounce in English, like Flowers for Algernon, maybe.
When I don't know either. Is it fictional? Is it made up stories or is it
fictional?
Fictional. Okay, so that really helps you to switch up. What about movies? You said a lot of your language skills really originated in you watching and enjoying watching English movies. What's your favorite movie?
Well, it's so similar, just Friends.
Friends.
I've started with this serial, like Friends.
Yeah, series.
Watching.
Yeah. Oh, Friends. Yeah.
Just classic.
Totally. You must have been quite excited. Did you catch a couple of months ago the reunion on the set?
Not yet. Not yet. I've don't see this yet. Really.
Tony, you have to watch it. People all over the world got so excited and so emotional. There's even some rumors flying about that. Obviously, actors for Ross and Rachel are now getting together.
I left it for like a dessert.
Yeah, just like a treat, right? At the
yes,
end of a busy day.
I need some special time to look that.
I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's totally
please don't.
It's fascinating how the actors have like changed and progressed and how they're still so like how you remember them. Okay, Tony, look, I really appreciated you coming on today. And I know our community will enjoy getting to know you better as well. Of course, if people have any questions, whether on the live view, on the replay, leave them here and we'll do our best to come back. Tony, just one final question, and you've done so well. What are your plans for the weekend?
For weekend, well, this year, let's say after this whole pandemic started, I've never spent so much time outside of the city. So almost every weekend, I'm spending outside doing some hiking, some camping. In Russia, and especially in St. Petersburg, we have so much beautiful places, like so unique. People from all over the world came here to visit those places that I have just in maybe 2 or 3 hours by car. So for this weekend, I will stay keep it the same. I'm going to a vacation for camping. Maybe get some motorboat and go for travel through the lake.
Fantastic. Well, do us a favor. When you can next week, post a picture in the community, because I think everyone now wants to see a lovely picture, either of you on the lake or camping or just a beautiful landscape. It would be really lovely if you could post that.
For sure, of course. I will do that for you.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. There's 2 words I want to say in Russian. Do svidaniya. And maybe I should have said first spasiba. So that means thank you very much. And we see you very soon. Tony, thank you so much for today. Have a great day. Bye,
Spasiba.
everyone. Bye. Spasiba.
It was so nice to meet you.
Oh, no, same with you.